Welcome to the motherfucking podcast.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to consistently actually come to the shows now.
Yeah, Xavier's not being a bitch today, so he's on the podcast.
I'll be here every day.
Welcome to the podcast, Xavier.
Yeah, every day I'll be at Tyler's house because my mom kicked.
Nice.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wah, wah.
Is that true?
No,
Oh,
it will be soon, though. I
why?
got to speak it into existence.
It's crazy. Why do you want to speak that into existence?
I miss you.
I'm not someone to be missed. I'm not that good of a person.
I'm playing hard to get, I see.
And
No, Tyler, you're not a terrible person. You're just
I
an
really
asshole.
am.
nothing like a good toxic relationship.
Tyler's just
Horrible
degrading himself right now,
individual.
so we hype him up so he has something to beat off to later.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not just degrading myself. Like, I'm not that good of a person. I can be better. There's
You can't.
areas of improvement.
There's always room for improvement, no matter how perfect we are. I mean, perfection is something you should always strive for, but it's completely
reachable.
impossible.
Yeah, I
to
can't
attain.
relate
No.
to you niggas on that. I'm
You need
him.
to, no, everybody
I am
needs
him.
to improve themselves a little bit
See,
every day.
that's the right energy to have.
I'm him.
In
And
actuality.
that's the thing. It's like it's not like my confidence or anything like that. Like I'm like hurt. Like I'm never good enough. No, it's just kind of like I know that there's areas that they'll work on to be better at. Like for sure. But other than that, is like
No, I'm just that nigga. Like,
You keep telling yourself that.
No, you're
that's
not.
perfectly fine. Keep that attitude. I love
Exactly.
it. I fuck
This
with
is
it.
why
Fuck
we're
with
right
here,
it.
way to
Xavier, is
think.
to humble your ass.
Also,
Fuck
I don't
you.
think I'm
Welcome
an
to the
asshole. I just think I'm
OBP where
brutally
you-
honest.
This is your
You know, a lot of people who are
Xavier.
assholes.
This is
say
your
that.
intervention. You're an asshole. Congratulations.
I might be an asshole, but I'm the cutest asshole you know.
He knows me.
You heard what he said. Stop playing with him.
Oh, okay. Phil settles for number 2. I see. Okay, that's cool.
Could never.
Ooh. Are we gonna have a pissing contest of who has the tiniest penis at the table?
Maybe.
If I say something else, do I have a small penis? I'm
So-
asking for a friend.
All right, let's get to the real podcast.
knocking on the door. Here we go. So today on the podcast, we're gonna go just kind of recap some sport news real quick. You know,
Our
there's
weekend,
our weekend,
obviously.
some things that happened. You know, some big shakeups in college football. Some guy in Vegas, I think, got knocked out, or LA. We'll talk about him for a second, and then maybe some Browns. We'll tease you with that. Maybe.
There's a new sheriff in town too, boys.
Yeah, there's a new sheriff in town. Sheriff Young. Sheriff Young to be precise.
He rents his uniform, by the way.
He's damn straight.
Sting said I have to clean the boots before I give them back. He just doesn't want to give them back.
So
No, I told him to clean them.
Start us off.
Explicit
Lay it down, Tyler.
instruction.
starting off this past weekend, Saturday, yesterday, today we're recording on Sunday, was a fight between heavyweight boxers Deontay Wilder and the Gypsy King himself,
Yes, sir.
Tyson Fury.
I thought
Fucking right.
I thought we weren't allowed to call people gypsies.
He calls himself a
he
gypsy.
calls himself the Gypsy.
He said he's the Gypsy King, and he's big as fuck. I'm not calling him anything else.
He's
Yeah.
300
I'm-
pounds.
If he asked me to call him Steven with the PH, I'm calling him fucking Steven with the PH.
When I was a kid, my mom used to tell me she was selling me to the gypsies.
Same.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's like a common.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
I've
Did
never
your
heard of
parents
that
never
shit.
thought-
I've
Friend
never heard of
No.
gypsy before watching like Peaky Blinders. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, I got that a lot.
What
I'm going to sell
ethnicity
you
are
the gypsies,
gypsies?
and I'm going to sell you cheap.
I don't
Are
know, but
gypsies
British
Arabic?
people talk about gypsies a
Not
lot.
necessarily. I mean, like, I feel like a lot of the culture, or like the group that you would call gypsies or would call themselves gypsies, a lot of them are like Romanian and like that kind of-
Armenian.
not Armenian, like Romanian.
Eastern
like that
European.
I thought the
area.
Armenian genocide was gypsies.
I don't know enough about the Armenian genocide to dispute that, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure it's just Eastern Europeans that went west, and then they got called a bad name
Yeah.
because they're not the same according to.
And
You
if you're out there and you're a gypsy or whatever we're supposed to call you,
Yeah, what's the
I'm
proper,
sorry, we
please
just don't know.
Please educate
please
us.
reach out.
What's the proper term for gypsies?
I don't know.
Hey, look. Hey, Google. What do I call a gypsy?
So I just pulled up the scorecard real quick for the fights. So we'll just go round by round for this. So round 1, it was a 10-9 round in favor of Wilder. Round 2 was a 10-9 round in favor of Fury. Round 3 was a 10-8 round in favor of Fury. Round 4 was a 7-10 round in favor of Wilder.
Wow.
And then that's
really-
where the
A
fight turned
7-10
around.
round is crazy.
Yes.
I mean,
He
did
knocked him
get
down twice in
two
that
knockdowns.
round.
Well, yeah, but
He-
no, those are just like I watch MMA with Phil. Like I don't think I've ever seen a 7-10 round, except maybe the Diaz Masvidal fight.
I think that was just a 10-8. 10-7s are, at least in MMA,
rare. They're
10-7s are
beatdowns.
super rare. And even then, 10-8s aren't really common either. But
It
it was kind
kinda
of
common in
warranted. I
boxing.
mean, he got 2 knockdowns. He had almost put him away for good in the 4th
Yeah,
round.
Fury didn't have
but-
nothing in the 4th round. He easily could have got finished if Wilder kept being aggressive, but he just ran out of gas.
Yeah, I think he was too loose with his stamina, just trying to chase that finish in the 4th round. And after that, trying to get his footing back, kind of catch his breath. Fury really just started to put the pace on him, started
Yep.
to outwork him,
He
started to get
recovered. He recovered
So-
very well.
outclassed him.
Give him props for that.
So
For sure.
from round 5 to round 10, or to pretty much the end of the round, end of the fight, it was 10-9 in favor of Fury after that. If you do not know how this fight ended I think TK
knockout.
In
It was a
11th
knockout,
round.
11th round. I think halfway through the 11th round, it was a knockout.
And the knockdown was so bad they didn't even count. They just called it
Yeah.
right when he hit the
You know,
mat.
that nigga was laying like Nate Robinson. He was sprawled out.
hmm
The Bronze Bomber was done for.
Didn't even give him the benefit of the
Down
count.
goes Wilder.
There's a
I think that counts as a regular knockout. I don't think that's like
That's
a
a
TKO.
no, it is
I think a
TKO is an
TKO is when they
uncontested.
get up and then they check them and they say they're not fit to fight.
Oh
Well,
yeah, technical knockout.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that was a legitimate
personally,
knockout.
I was kind of upset they didn't give him a count. I want to see if he could
No.
kind of come back.
No,
No,
I don't
they-
think he was
no,
coming
he-
Tyler,
back.
they
He
could have
going
counted to
back.
40 and he would have been.
Tyler, even if you watch the highlights, you can tell Wilder had nothing left by the 7th round.
I saw like he was like gassed.
he
Like
had
he
nothing to
was
give.
like when they were in the clinch and he was like kind of like and they were in clinch, kind of uppercutting. I'm like, oh, like he looks tired. Like he really went to war. He
Yeah.
was really fighting. Like he was not going to stop. I think now I'm just kind of interested to see what this does, because a lot of people would say that Fury should go fight the new champion that just beat Joshua, but that's probably not going to happen because that guy's next fight will probably be via Joshua again.
Why?
Because
Because he
Rematch
gets-
clause.
Rematch
Because
clause.
Joshua is the first person to start unifying the belts.
Did he
Doesn't
get dusted?
Tyson Fury only have 1 or 2 belts?
He has 2 of them.
No, Tyson has one.
Okay,
No,
well
he
the
has
other
2 of
dude, the other
No,
dude
he
has
has
the
one.
rest
He has
of them.
2
Then.
of them.
Joshua has 4 belts. He's
There's
1
6.
belt.
There's 6.
Tyson
There's-
Fury has 2
There's
belts.
5 belts. There are
There's-
5 belts.
There's 6.
No, there are 5. There are 5 belts, and Tyson Fury has 1 belt.
He has 2 belts.
He has 1 belt.
Even last
Oh
night
my
when
God,
he won,
HR,
he put both.
can you-
he put
can you
both
give me
belts
a
on his
Google?
shoulder.
Can you look up how many belts are in heavyweight boxing? Fuck you, Tyler. Don't look it up. This is HR's job. You
Yeah,
whore.
stop it.
Yeah.
Get off your phone, you bum.
If I come over there and kiss you on the lips, Tyler.
Tyler's
Okay.
he's creating a Wikipedia right now.
Get the fuck on my face.
4 of them.
There's 4
There's
heavyweight
4
belts.
heavyweight belts.
Yeah.
Fury definitely had 2 belts last night. I don't know what those 2 belts were for, but he had
He
2
does
of
not
them.
have 2 belts. He has 1 belt because Wilder only had 1 belt before when they fought. So
But
he
he could have
can't.
got a belt elsewhere.
He
No, but
couldn't.
he didn't. He's
cannot,
only fought
because
Wilder.
I'm about to say he's only fought Wilder, and Joshua holds all the other belts in and for that division. So while
Must be a weak division.
I wouldn't say it's a weak division. It's just like it hasn't. It's very recently. I want to say probably 2018. It has the heavyweight division in boxing really started ramping up, and that's mainly due to young comers as Anthony Joshua, Anthony Ruiz.
Imagine not muting your phone. Imagine being that
What podcast
Piece of
etiquette?
shit.
Oh
guy. Stupid
man.
fuck.
God.
Boo.
I'm so sorry, but it with uppercomers like Deontay, with Anthony Joshua, Anthony Ruiz, and like a lot of these younger people.
He
Heavyweight
has
boxing
2 belts,
has.
by the way.
What are the 2 belts?
WBC and the Ring Magazine title, which I don't know what that is. I don't
That's
know
not
if
a
that's
real
legitimate
belt.
or not.
That's
not a real belt. That's like the BMF belt.
That's not a real belt.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
He said the Ring Magazine.
The Ring
You,
Magazine.
nigga,
Yeah.
you said it said Ring Magazine. You should have knew.
Oh
Like
my
all
gosh.
the legitimate belts are like A-
WBC, WBYC.
HBO
IHP, something.
Yeah, something like that. So there's if there's 4 belts, should be more, because who is it? Joshua beat Klitschko. I don't know Klitschko's last name or first name, but he beat Klitschko 1. Yes, he
I'm yelling at you for podcast etiquette yet again, Tyler.
But as I was saying,
Tyler, you fucking suck.
that's crazy. That's fine. I'll be okay. I'll overcome. But he beat Klitschko. After he beat Klitschko, like 2018, 2017, he got all 4 belts that Klitschko had. The Klitschkos were running the game since I think the early 2000s in heavyweight boxing. So the fact that Joshua went out, beat Klitschko, and beat him very decisively, that's why people put him on that pedestal, rightfully so.
He can't beat all the other dudes, though, is the problem.
I don't think that's true. I think
that's very true.
I think
it's very clear
the
that he
Ruiz
cannot.
fight and this fight, he's been waiting. He's been sitting around for about 3 years.
That's his fault.
No COVID.
Not entirely his
No,
fault.
it's not his fault because he's literally been waiting for Wilder.
Okay, but everybody's been waiting. Wilder
and
Fury
got caught
waited
up.
20 months to fight again.
But they got caught up. The whole thing was when Fury first came on the scene, he wasn't hot. Like
He was hot.
in
his earlier days. He was a very hot boxer,
but he wasn't Deontay Wilder. And the whole thing was Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are going to be the ones to unify the belt.
Okay.
Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are going to be the ones to unify the belt.
The thing about
and then
Tyson
Fury came.
No, Tyson.
And he changed that.
Tyson was out for a long time, but he took a very long lapse for like mental reasons. He's very messed up mentally. He was drinking a lot, and he just wanted to get himself right.
Yeah, he felt like Ruiz. He looked like Ruiz for a while.
I was about to say he was not in a good shape, so he took a very long hiatus from boxing to go fix himself.
Which is
mentally.
why Joshua and Deontay Wilder was the hyped up fight. They haven't even had an unofficial like we're going to fight, and it was one of the most hyped up fights.
That's not true.
That's even more reason why Joshua has no excuse.
I wouldn't say it's an excuse. It's just that
it isn't.
You have to know because you have to train for a boxer, and if you have no fight plan, then you're not training for that boxer. You're just staying in shape.
Okay, if let's say if Conor goes in thinking that he's the toughest shit in the world, it's because he's overestimating. He doesn't think he can be beat, and that's how Joshua's been preparing for a lot of these guys.
But Conor isn't fighting once every 3 years,
and that's Joshua's fault. And that's his
Joshua's
fault.
It's not like he's fighting that often.
But at the same time, it's like if you have that mentality, you like Mike Tyson, you always have a game plan until you get punched in the face. And legit, Joshua has showed in his losses, he has shown that he can go back, retrain and go back and win that fight. So I think Joshua's going to go back, retrain and go get his belts back. And then
he's not going to get him.
I think he is.
I think he's
no, because if we want to look back at Anthony Joshua, look at some of his recent fights. All right, he had the first fight with Ruiz, to which it was a good fight. He lost. He looked good in the fight. I'll give him that. But when they rematched,
let him finish.
Yeah, because Ruiz came in fat as fuck. He looked like he wasn't even training for the rematch.
No, he came in lighter on the rematch. He was heavier the first fight.
Yeah, he was.
He was
fat as fuck in the fight that he won, which is why Joshua got clowned.
The second fight,
like shit, and
he looked like butterbean.
No, he looked like shit because he was like he had the skin and shit.
Yeah, he was losing weight the second fight. He was trying to get in more of a physical appearance shape than the actual. Again, he overthought. He thought, I gotta look like this. I gotta do this. I gotta do what the people are saying. And
instead of being just a fat bad man buster,
exactly, because he has fast. Ruiz has fast hands, lightning fast hands for a guy his size.
That looks fucking sloppy like that.
And he's a great boxer. I would say kind of like Tyson in his heyday, in the sense of
Don't do that.
Don't compare somebody to Mike Tyson like that.
Well,
nobody will ever.
And the
be
fact
Mike
that
Tyson.
he has fast hands, he's a little bit undersized.
Fast hands.
He's undersized like Tyson, because Tyson was like 5'8", or 5'9", or 5'10".
Tyson was undersized
and just compact.
Exactly.
Yeah, you were built like Mike Tyson.
So Ruiz height wise
really?
and advantage wise is very similar to a Mike Tyson, in the sense of he has to get in a lot closer to kind of deliver big shots.
How tall are you?
I think 5'9" or something like that, maybe.
Mike Tyson's like 5'10". How much do you weigh?
220.
You want to do some steroids and win us some money?
No, I don't.
Come on, bro. You like to hit niggas. Like, this is, you can legally hit niggas.
But a lot of
dangerous.
But a lot of
you can't let that happen.
But a lot of
if Tyler starts winning boxing fights, it's going straight to his head.
Damn straight.
I will carry a gun if Tyler becomes a boxer, because I talk too much shit to that nigga.
And that's
bro.
the crazy. And that's the craziest thing is, like, if you again, if you let it go to your head, it goes to your head, and you kind of just get sloppy. I think Joshua got sloppy, but I think he has proven that he can come back from a loss and rectify that loss.
But he lost in the first place.
I mean,
by underestimating his opponents.
Yes, that's true. But
by
you get
thinking
that
too much of himself, therefore he's going to lose to these big names like Fury and
if
Wilder.
you have multiple belts and you know your problem and you only fight every 3 years, why do you let it keep happening?
He's not fighting every 3 years. He's waiting for a good fight to come along.
Nigga, any fight that he has, he loses. It doesn't matter.
Fight one of Fury or Wilder, and then the
then he
rematch
backed
clause
out.
got
No, he did not.
reenacted?
No, he did not.
I think he backed down from the fight.
No,
backed down from Fury.
They have not fought. They have Fury, Wilder, all of them have not decided or at all decided to fight. It has not been a rule like ink. They have said, and this is the thing that happens in boxing a lot, is, I've offered the fight. All he needs to do is sign. But that's not 100% true. Some of that is just as a way to put pressure on that fighter to go out and to, sign, hey, come talk to me. Because Joshua said the same thing about Wilder. Like, I sent paperwork over. But again, a lot of the stuff that does happen in boxing is money. Because who's going to be the A side? For Wilder and for Joshua at the time when they both had their belts, it was who's going to get the bigger payday.
Exactly, which is what I was talking about. Wilder and Fury, or not Wilder and Fury, Wilder and Joshua was the biggest talked about boxing match from like 2017 till 2020.
And again, it's just about who's going to get that money. And again, that's the biggest thing about all of boxing. It's a
fucking cash sport, which is why people like Jake Paul and shit flourish in it. Because
the only reason why
as long as you show up and you can make money and people are gonna buy it.
Yeah. So, Anthony Joshua has terrible PR to the casual fan, where most of that
true.
No, it is true. He's
literally the guy who was built for boxing that got lost to a fat guy
who does not care about any of the undercards or anything like that. Anthony Joshua is like a brick wall. It's like
3 belts.
Boring.
It's not known. Deontay Wilder has 1 belt. I knew who he was.
The only reason why people know him.
Interview that left me as a fan of Joshua. Everything I've seen of him outside of the ring has left me underwhelmed.
The only reason why people know him is because he's the cut dude that got knocked out by a fat guy in a heavyweight boxing match.
See, the thing
lost
is,
all of his titles.
First off, Joshua is not a talker. Joshua is a very reclusive, I keep to myself guy. That's his personality.
That's not how you get fans.
He does not market. He does not market to Americans. He markets strictly to people in the UK and maybe in France.
Is Anthony Joshua British?
Yes.
Wow, that's one more thing I didn't know about someone who's supposed to be a 3-time title holder.
See, we know also, Tyson Fury is
another
British.
problem. If you're only marketing to the UK is not that big of an audience. That's a fuck ton of people.
But he can sell out the O2
Tyson
arena.
Fury has a huge reach in the United States.
He can sell out the O2 arena, but
he's fought Wilder and he's been able to go out and talk shit with
and
Wilder.
That's Anthony Joshua's fault.
Before he fought Wilder, no one knew who the fuck Tyson Fury was. No one cared about Tyson Fury because he was some.
But what is he doing now?
Mark, because he fought an American that people cared about.
Yeah,
because people thought
Anthony Joshua should have done the same thing.
Because people thought that Deontay Wilder was going to be the one to bring the belts back to America.
His name is Anthony Joshua. That's an American black dude name.
How is it not Anthony Joshua's fault?
Like, what do you think British names sound like? That Anthony Joshua has to be American.
Like Boris
Claiborne.
Hold on, you heard the name Boris and you think of Britain?
Yes.
What is Boris?
I'm about to say the Prime Minister.
Don't tell me that you know the history of the name Boris, because I'll hit you.
I don't know the full history, but I feel like Boris is more like Eastern European than it would be straight British.
I can get it.
When I think of somebody named Boris, I think of a British man with
maybe like one of the Soviet satellite states, something like that.
Yeah. And has a
like Ukraine or something like that. I wouldn't be.
My husband Boris.
Yeah,
you know, like it just
that's
feels
a different
right.
name. Boris and Boris are 2 different things.
It's the same shit.
Boris.
I'm about to say
it's not.
The UK Prime Minister, his name is Boris Johnson.
Thank you.
Boris Johnson.
True. And that sounds British, but Anthony Joshua sounds like some kid who like stars in football at the St. Louis Middle School.
Louis Middle School. That is crazy.
Exactly.
But no, again,
anyways, it's Joshua's fault that he didn't reach the American market and that he doesn't look to the American market.
He doesn't need to. He
clearly does.
No, he doesn't. He makes shit tons of money reaching the audience that he already reaches.
But that's the reason why he doesn't get the fights that he wants. Because
no, that's not why he doesn't get the fights.
Americans don't give a fuck about
we
Anthony
had
Joshua.
established that Anthony Joshua was not good as a talker and in just like PR marketing and stuff.
Just
like choosing to mainly only market yourself in one area is not the best way to do it.
Especially when you're bad at it.
If you're a good talker or you're a bad talker, limiting the amount of people that you are marketing to is always not the smartest idea.
And it's in any business. In our podcast,
real quick.
In a manufacturer, like you want to be global as global as you can.
So Wilder does not market. Does not market.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to because he made a name for himself.
He's fucking Deontay Wilder.
Everybody knows who he is.
Deontay Wilder has steel in his hands and he can knock people out and that does the marketing for him.
But guess what?
Joshua doesn't have
Joshua gets beat up by fat niggas.
If we were to go to the UK, let's say 2019. They don't know. They wouldn't know who Wilder was. They would know Tyson Fury, but they would not know Wilder.
They're watching Liverpool, bro. They don't give a fuck.
Yes, they do. There's overseas is probably a bigger boxing market than it is at home.
Jaguars.
I mean,
so the fact that Joshua can sell at the O2 Arena every time he goes out and fight, that means something.
KSI sold out the O2 Arena with fucking Jake Paul. What are you talking about?
Because he's that big. So
KSI has more fans. He could do that in America. He did it in America too.
They sold out the Staples Center.
So again, I'm just saying. It's like he doesn't. He makes
less money than YouTube boxing. That's his fault.
He does not make less money.
So you're telling me that some St. Louis born
how much
British
Joshua
dude who gets beat up by fat dudes and can't talk.
British guy.
Joshua probably makes about north of $100 million every fight.
That's pocket change.
Wait, what? Okay, wait. I'm sorry to get off topic, but what is 21 Savage's name? Like his real name? Because is he British?
He is British, but it's not. I don't think he has a British name.
Is it like Willis McKinley?
No.
No, you want to know who has weird ass names? The Migos.
Yes, they do.
What are their names?
They have weird ass names.
Their real names were Quavo.
No.
Offset it. Take.
All right, I'm gonna let you read out 21 Savage's name.
This actually sounds British.
What?
Well, not. It's like
British.
No, it's like colored British. I said that wrong, but like
you definitely said that wrong.
Someone who's not white that's from British. It's Shea bin Abraham Joseph.
What?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull the Migos name so I don't sound
21st Savage.
The 21st Savage.
But no, I think that it is going to get there. I think he goes back. He wins his belts back. I think the next big fight would probably be the next big fight. If he gets his belts back, the next big fight would be Tyson Fury. And I think if he doesn't win his belts back, I think him and Wilder probably fight finally.
Nobody's gonna care.
That's not true.
They're not gonna watch for Joshua. They're gonna watch Tyson Fury Can Crunch.
He's not going to Can Crunch.
I mean,
he's
to be
not
fair,
going to Can Crunch.
Probably not, but boxing is kind of notorious for
because Wilder. First off, Wilder is not a technical boxer.
Like Canelo.
Tyson Fury.
Like there's nobody on Canelo's level. I will root for Canelo, and I have no ties to Mexico.
You don't need to have regional ties to like a fighter.
He's saying like, oh, he's Mexico's pride. Like it has nothing to. I know, but it has nothing to do with like Canelo is a global name.
It definitely
it's a global name.
Mark,
everybody
if you have an entire country
in the world
behind you, that
is
going to do so much for you than
what does it do for Anthony Joshua?
A lot.
Yeah, nigga, but if you're fucking Anthony Joshua and you have the British support, you're still getting knocked out by fat niggas. Does it matter?
You still got knocked out by
matter. Yes, if you have an entire country supporting you, and then you go out and you do good in another market. So let's say the American market.
He's not going to
you're going to make that much more money.
Joshua's not doing good in the American market.
That's not true.
That's 100% true.
We only know who he is because he
makes $100 million a fight. What do you mean?
That's just because he's the champ or was
in
the
UK.
champ. He had 3 belts, bro.
In the UK. In the UK,
Mark, if he fights in America, they're buying his shit. Yes, Mark. Yes, no. I've been to plenty of dive bars. They have a fucking Joshua fight on because he is that name.
Because that's the only thing.
You guys do not watch boxing
like you only
that.
go to dive bars.
I have fun. They're nice. Like
Tyler sits in the corner smoking a
He
cigarette.
gets a notification. Oh, Anthony Joshua's fighting tonight?
yes,
I gotta go
'cause
to my
follow-
Joshua spot.
I follow boxing.
My boy AJ.
So
Young lad.
Anthony Joshua.
if Joshua loses, Joshua will if he loses his rematch, he'll probably go fight Wilder, and they finally get that fight
And then
in.
he's gonna lose to Wilder.
I
I think he does really well against Wilder,
don't
but I would
know.
still put my money on Wilder.
Bro,
Me too.
if a fucking jelly bean smuggler knocked him out, Deontay Wilder, who has Bullet Bill in his hand, is knocking that nigga
I
smooth
don't
out.
He has
agree with.
billet
I don't.
fists.
The only reason why I disagree with that is because Deontay has shown that he very much struggles with
Bro,
technical
I'll
boxing.
put money on it.
And Tyson
We-
Fury
okay,
is
but
a
listen,
very
He was
technical
going to knock
boxer.
the Mario
He put
coins out of
Tyson
him.
Fury
I
on his
mean,
ass
you could-
the first time. He knocked him out. And then this past fight, he knocked him down twice and had him dazed.
In one round. He knocked him down twice in one round. He knocked him down like 3 or 4 times.
He waited for that fourth round, and he knew that fourth round was his best shot to win the fight. He had Tyson Fury scared in that round.
Did you wait? Oh no, you were in the car
too.
Yeah,
I say,
that's
look,
what I'm
he's
saying.
He punched Tyson Fury so hard in the right side of his head that we saw a shockwave come down his fat neck, go down past his titty and into his ass crack.
Okay,
Exactly.
hold on. Because before we read too much into that, when you look at Tyson Fury, who is built like a bag of milk, regardless of how, like, your physique,
Bro,
when you're that kind of
Phil,
flabby,
I want you to
I
punch
could-
Xavier and
do you
send a
think I
shockwave from
hit
his
hard
face to his
like
ass.
Wilder. But if I cracked Xavier really hard and he was shirtless and you saw his whole shit
I don't
move,
think you would.
No, that's different
I don't
because
think
like
you'd
the
be
way
able
his
to.
shit moved was like if my shit moved, if you hit me, I'm jiggling all around. I'm just uncontrolled blobstinence. But he
Wait.
hit that nigga and his body did the wave like they were at a Liverpool game, bro.
That was a tidal wave. Like
That
that
was
was a
like,
uniform
if somebody
shockwave
hits
going
me
through
in
his
a
cheeks.
uniform shockwave come through me, fuck that third round. You can have the belt, but don't let me catch you outside because I'm in the trunk. And you
No.
can have that belt, but I will get it back in blood.
I would say if I'm interested in anything right now, I'm more interested in see what Wilder does after this fight, after this loss, who he
He's
would
gonna
go.
wait another 20 months.
if I was Wilder,
I don't think he's gonna wait another 20
I
months.
would
I think
hold off for the Joshua rematch.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
The Usyk Joshua rematch. Because if Joshua loses that rematch, then you could have that huge fight, as Xavier was talking about earlier, the Joshua versus Wilder fight, which
And
is
then
going to be
potentially get your belts
fucking
back.
massive.
And not
But-
your belts, but get belts in general, and then you can fight Fury again.
I think if Fury
Usyk wins again, he's probably going to fight Fury,
If
or at least
Usyk-
not Wilder.
if Usyk
Yeah.
wins
Yeah.
again, I think he goes against Fury, gets laid, knocked, crunched.
I think Usyk
And-
is technical enough to beat Joshua again, probably much less convincingly in the rematch, but I don't think he's out point fighting.
What do you think fighters
Tyson Fury.
do in their free time? Like, what do you think Anthony Joshua is doing right now?
Bang women.
all he's
whoever they're
doing
attracted
is sitting in a chair next to a fireplace and drinking whiskey. That's all he
Yeah, you
does.
said he's British. What do British people do? He's probably eating beans and
to.
toast.
Drink gin.
Probably tea and biscuits.
biscuits.
You know,
Biscuits.
I think it's having a bag of crisps right now.
Right.
To be 100% honest, he kind of has like a Tom Brady type
he
diet.
kisses his son.
I said diet. I just said diet, not lifestyle.
Hey,
Hey. But no, so he doesn't really eat and or drink anything. So he's probably just kind of like trying to get ready for the rematch.
Hey, I'm
like,
not
if
even gonna lie.
anything.
He
My
has a
dad
history
wanted
of not
to see
getting
Tom
ready.
Brady win his 7th
Mark,
Super Bowl,
he
and then I
has
showed
it.
him a
Mark,
compilation of Tom Brady.
he has a history of
Sons
not
the
getting
mouth.
ready for fights. So right now, I
Mark.
guarantee he's doing nothing.
Mark, that is not true because I just said like multiple times when it came to his rematch with Ruiz.
Okay,
he
but what
put
happened?
He
what
put
happened
the
in the
hands
first
and
match?
feet to Ruiz.
What happened in the first match?
Mark,
he
yes,
came
he-
in underprepared and underestimated.
So
his,
Mark, so now he
so he has a
goes back.
reputation of
So
doing
he
that.
goes back to the chalkboard. Goes watch the film from that fight. See what he did wrong and makes the corrections. You cannot say he does not do that because he's done that. And the only loss he has done,
Hey,
he's
well,
avenged that loss.
These
only
niggas would
reason
argue
why-
about who took a bigger shit yesterday if you let them. I swear to God.
I love arguing with Tyler.
Question.
Yes.
Okay, what would you say led to the downfall in the first Ruiz fight? Would you say that Ruiz in the first fight was
He got
out striking him in a more technical sense?
Yes, I wouldn't say technical sense. I think he underestimated how fast he was.
Okay.
I feel like he's like, no offense. If I see Xavier and I think I'm a big and I'm muscular and I'm taller than him, you overestimate. You overguess, you overthink. So then you sit there and then you legit see this low-key 300-pound guy just throw the fastest and hardest hitting jabs you ever seen in your life. You're like, whoa, I need time. And then before he can readjust, it was over. Like, again, I do think he went back. In the second fight, he went back. He gave Ruiz the full respect that he demanded of a heavyweight fighter, and he handled his business. I do think as a fighter, you do play into your stature of I am this. I am like I.
There's got to be an ego.
Yes, it has to be ego. I do not believe that Khabib does not have ego. That he's 30-0. Like Khabib's
too humble.
Khabib's too way too with the religion, and I mean that's not a bad thing. I feel like I phrased that weird.
He only
but
does his bidding in the ring. It is a sport to him. It is something he enjoys.
He grew up just getting ragdolled by his dad and living in a gym. So I mean, I feel like that kind of forced him to stay humble. He didn't really when he was a teen, he would walk around the streets and get into street fights here and there. But
as an older man,
he was never walking around talking crazy shit.
You know why he got in the street fights? Because I'm about to
in the mountains of Dagestan.
He was like, I'm about to put the hurt on them. They don't even know.
But it's crazy because there's probably
he was like Rose, put the Molly all in their champagne. They ain't even know it.
He was not like that.
That's so crazy. You don't say that.
He was not like that.
That was a great bar.
No,
That's
what?
a great bar. That was a great bar.
Whoa.
Everybody listening, I just want you to know it's a shitty thing to do. Do not put Molly in someone's champagne if they don't know about it. But I put Molly on her champagne. She didn't even know it.
That's not a great
I took
bar.
her home and I had that.
Title this episode, Tyler learns about consent.
That's a bar. That's a bar by Rose.
All right, hold on. Before we break down,
and just like that, Tyler is canceled.
Before we break down Tyler's horrible opinion right there, I think there is a stark difference between the problems that he had with Ruiz and the problems he had with
Tyler just said.
We'll address it.
I just said, let me lay this point out because it got interrupted by all this shit. I think the underestimation of Ruiz is far different than getting outpointed, getting completely shut down by the actual techniques of your opponent.
I don't remember. Did he get knocked out of that fight, or is it just it went to decision?
The second fight?
What, the Usyk fight?
Usyk.
The Usyk fight was to a decision, but it was 10 rounds to 2 in favor of Usyk. He pitched a near shutout.
It's a shutout. It was a shutout.
I think
I would call that a shutout. You win 8-2. That's a shutout. You got a few, but you should get a few.
That is why I'm saying I think Usyk will probably win the rematch, because it wasn't a mental block or anything like that. It wasn't an underestimation of his opponent. It was getting outworked by somebody who is more skilled in certain areas.
I think that he has, again, like I was telling Mark, I think he has the ability to go back to the film room, make the proper adjustments to go back and win that fight. I don't doubt. I think people see Joshua, they don't see him talk, they don't see him just be flashy, so they think that he's just some bum. He's not a bum. He's legit beating probably one of the greatest heavyweights in heavyweight history in Klitschko. And people don't know that because Klitschko took the belt and ran back to Russia. And if you wanted to fight Klitschko, you had to go all the way to Moscow to fight him. When he got the belt, he stayed out east. He never came to America, did not care about being on the American circuit. He made all his money in Russia and stayed in Russia. Did not care about anything else.
I feel like that's why you said that Joshua could just use the UK market, because if you look at the UK market compared to the Russian market, Russia is such a big fucking country.
But there's no money.
In boxing, yes, there is.
No, in Russia, there's no money.
It doesn't matter. They're going to give their fighters money. The best example I can give is Rocky IV. That's the 80s when the Soviet Union is falling apart, and they're putting everything they have into Drago. And then he loses, canceled. Bye. You don't get our money anymore. You're not doing anything. We don't have it to give to you.
And that's what I was.
Hey, that was a movie, right?
Yeah, but it's
no, but they did that to their Olympic teams and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So again,
their Olympic team literally got banned by the commission because they PED'd their whole team.
They had whole facilities just for letting these athletes do steroids and like pass drug tests.
Yeah.
There was like a whole documentary about
It's
the
nuts.
doping problem in Russian athletics.
We've talked the absolute garbage out of
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about Anthony Joshua.
Can we get to the real question? Tyler.
Yes.
Where'd you get that shitty opinion?
Yeah, why do you think that's a great bar?
What? I think. Wait,
hold on, wait. Like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out here. I'm not gonna say anything. What I'm gonna say is, think very hard before you say, because if you dig yourself into a deeper hole,
I'm not in the hole.
You can't be on the podcast anymore.
I'm not in the hole. And I have to be in a hole to dig myself into a hole.
You're in a hole.
Tyler has the shovel in his hand right
HR,
now.
is he in a hole? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm not in a hole.
Thumbs
but
up.
It's perfectly fine.
You're in a hole.
I'm not in a hole. But okay, going back, and I'll just say
that's right. You
aren't
in a hole.
In the flow of the song, if you listen to the song in the entirety, it's a good bar. Like with the way that he was flowing, with the way that he was working, he was acting, it was a good bar. It was a very crappy bar. It was a very crappy bar in the sense of that's kind of shitty. You should not put Molly in a person's champagne and drug them.
Kind of shitty.
Yeah,
kind of.
You should not drug somebody and then take them home and then
committing
rape them.
a crime is only kind of bad.
Wait, so you're telling me that you understand that it's a crime and that you shouldn't do it and that it's bad, but you think it's a good?
But this shit was hard. I think
there are a lot of
the verse doesn't mean it's good.
HR says misogynistic comments.
You can't say that.
HR, come to the microphone.
How's that not misogynistic?
You can't say that a bar about rape was a good bar and then say that you're not misogynistic.
How that be being misogynistic?
What do you mean how?
I don't even think I even need to be here.
What is misogyny? Please bring up the definition of misogyny.
Fucking bad.
Fucking Tyler Young.
All right.
So I'm just
take him to school.
I'm just saying, like, I support women. I think women are great, but at the same time, that was a great bar.
Yeah, all right, but
I say that. I say they are great.
Yeah, the misogynistic piece of that is the fact that you don't see the problem with the fact that that's
bar
a good bar. Like, it was not a good fucking bar. It
can't be a good bar because of what it's about.
Yeah. Just because it fits in the verse does not mean it's a good bar.
If it flowed right, if it sounded correct, it's a good.
So you're telling me that it sounded correct?
How good the verse is, if you say I'm the shit, I be farting or anything like that, it's not a good bar.
Yes, Kodak.
That literal bar goes perfectly with the definition of misogynistic. Want to hear it? Strongly prejudiced against women.
He's not strongly prejudiced against women. He drugged somebody.
He's just pro-roofie.
Time out.
What did you say?
You to be prejudiced. Like I have to have something against you, correct? Like to be prejudiced against women. Who said Who said I was being prejudiced against her because I drugged her?
Tyler, that's literally
that's not prejudice.
He's digging away. He's digging away.
How?
I don't think. Okay, so to everybody who can't actually see us right now.
So time out. So
my
because
eyes are huge.
because I drugged somebody, I'm prejudiced against them.
Tyler, no, he didn't just drug her. Because he drugged and raped her.
You raped somebody.
Took her home, and she enjoyed that,
and she didn't even know it.
He said, took her home and I enjoyed that. And she
you know the bar.
And you're smiling. You know it's wrong.
I know that fucking bar.
You know it's
wrong. That's a good bar. That's a good song. Hey, that nigga was really spitting in that bitch.
I ain't song, nobody. But that specific bar was not good.
Disappointed
and then the crazy part is that bar, no one knew shit about that bar until like 2018.
I knew about that bar.
That shit, no one. He
were talking shit about that bar on
He
like
received no backlash for that bar until years later after that song came out.
That doesn't mean that
people don't give a shit about Rick Ross.
Listen, Rose's.
I was gonna say, who are we even talking about?
People don't give a damn about
Ricky Ross.
Which is a shame. He's really good.
Hey, Rose's
incredibly
great.
Solid discography.
Yeah, Rose's really good. Like,
this actually makes me so disappointed in you, Tyler. You had so much going for you.
What do you mean?
You were doing,
I'm still doing good.
You were doing so well in last week's podcast, and then
I'm doing great now. Like, it was a good. We can listen to the song.
Tyler got fired from the ranch.
It actually makes my heart hurt.
Oh my god! I know what he's talking about.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Tyler may be straight, but he sure do like to talk out of his fucking ass.
Listen, we can listen to the song.
No, we
can't.
Y'all understand. It's all right though.
No, thank you.
I'm out.
I'm just saying, it's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good bar. Like if you listen to the bar.
Hey, let's talk about our weekend. How was your weekend, guys?
No, we're not done with football.
No, shut the fuck up, Tyler.
Okay, we're gonna keep it moving.
How was your weekend, Phil and Xavier? Tyler, shut the fuck up for
Tyler
5
was
minutes.
there
You're in
too.
timeout.
No, Tyler's
All right.
not in timeout. Fuck you. I'm never in timeout.
So, Phil, go ahead.
Okay.
So, I have a little spot to go camping with my family, and I brought Xavier and Tyler with me.
Hello.
I had a good time.
It was a blast. I mean, it was kind of a shit show, but it was a blast. It was like a
It
car
was a
wreck
good
that you
shit
couldn't
show.
stop looking at. We dressed up in our Halloween costumes. We passed out candy to the kids. We had a
I
little
was a
table where we
cowboy.
were giving shots to the adults. These
Sheriff
two were
Young.
cowboys. I was Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You
I'm
know, like the
Jesus
guy,
Christ.
like he
Yahweh.
wrote a whole book about him. You know.
I don't think he's that popular where I'm
The
from.
whole book isn't about him, though, to be
Well,
fair.
maybe you should branch out more.
Well, there's
You're
two
right.
books and one book. So
What?
Well, I mean,
the
it's
Old
a-
Testament is its own book, which is the Torah, and then the New Testament is what make the Bible.
if you
No,
really
the
want to get
Torah
into
is the
semantics of it,
No,
they are
the-
both collections of books.
That is 100% true.
The,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Torah
they're
is
literally
the
called
first
like
4 books
the book
Old
of
Testament,
David,
good
the
sir.
book of.
The entire Torah, the Torah is the entire Old Testament.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
No,
is.
it's not.
No, it's not.
It's the
Yes,
first
it
4
is.
books.
No, it's not.
It's the first 4 books.
It's only the first 4 books.
We'll figure this out later on.
Megan.
But it's okay.
I'm on it.
Thank
So-
you, HR.
So what makes
Tyler, if you're wrong, can
what
I punch
makes-
you on camera?
No. What?
First 5.
5 books of the Hebrew Bible named Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Okay, then.
So
Did
And
you
there is
even
more in
listen
the Old
to
Testament.
there's a lot more in the Old Testament.
Tyler? You had 4 years of
So,
religious
time out.
education, and you still
real
don't
quick
know
question, HR.
Did anybody
What are
pay
all?
attention
What
to
are
those
the rest of the
classes?
books in the Old Testament?
How many books are in the Old
that?
Testament?
There's like 50.
No.
more than 10, at least.
There's like 50.
Well, this is why we have HR, don't we?
No, HR's here to tell you that was a bad bar. But
Okay.
and
That is also
now you're believing her, but
Old Testament, they had the 5 I just mentioned, including Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra.
Can I just get a number?
get a number.
All I gotta say is there's at least 50 books here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tyler, you're dead wrong.
the Torah is the whole
There's
Old
like
Testament.
70 books, I think, in total, including the New and Old Testament. Because
Something
in
like that. It was
8th
like
grade, I
73
had
or
to
something
list
like that.
them all.
You had to list them all?
Yeah,
That's
I went
nasty.
to
Your teacher was
Catholic
on crack.
schooling all my life.
Did you fail?
And no, I actually had a bet going on the side with the teacher because I didn't pay attention in that class. And she was like, you need to learn this because like all of the whole class has to learn this. But like if you can get this done the day before the class has to do it, because it was kind of like they would go up and down the rows and you would have to go one at a time and get it right. And I mean, it wasn't like a whole test or anything. It wasn't like a giant portion of our grade, but it was like a learning exercise that we did. And I think I got one wrong, but I was talking so much shit. Sister Veronica, if you're out there listening, you were great. But I did that shit. I did. That was me.
Wait, you named all 70?
Yes. I think it was 69 or 70. It's like
Nice.
right around that number.
39 in the Old Testament, technically, but when you actually look it up, the number is 17.
In the Old Testament, there's a lot more in the whole thing.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
lot
saying the
more.
whole
I'm
thing.
talking about the whole thing
Got it.
because we had to name the whole thing. Anyways, we're getting a bit off
Including the
topic.
Psalms?
No.
Well, Psalms was just the book of Psalms
Oh, I didn't know that.
because the Psalms are just numbered. You would have to
Yeah.
go like Psalm 1, Psalm 2, and that would go around the room like 3 times.
I've never opened a Bible in my life.
I have read the entire Bible twice.
That's so
Is it a good
sad.
story?
Wow.
That's so sad.
I did it once because I was in school suspension and there was nothing else to do. It was either work on your homework, which I had run out of, or read the Bible. So I read it then. But the first time I did it, I was just really young and I used to read a lot as a kid. So when I had burned through like the Percy Jackson books or whatever, I was talking to one of my teachers and they were like, here, just read this. Read the Bible, kid. And I didn't understand half of what I was reading, but I read through it.
Nice.
Anyways, we're getting off topic here. The weekend, camp. It was a great time. Bit of a shit show though, to be honest.
Halloween.
It was Halloween out there. Every year for like in the middle of October, out at this camping spot, because there's a lot of different people that go camping out there. They'll do a Halloween weekend and all the kids will go around trick-or-treating and stuff. And it's a good time. My family, we usually ball out for Halloween because it's the last like holiday out at that camping spot of the year. So Tyler,
Yes, sir.
how was your experience? What were some of your highlights of that weekend?
My biggest highlights of the weekend, I would say. First night, nothing really crazy happened. We just got in, drunk a little bit.
One beer the entire time that we
I
played
drank
drinking games.
2 beers that night, but it's perfectly fine because me, Phil, and Sam, fucking, was it chug beer? Like we did
The shotgun.
yeah, we shotgun. I shotgun a seltzer, and they shotgun 2 beers.
Shotgun to seltzer.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hate seltzers.
Well, that's
Tastes
fine.
like drinking lake water to me. I
To
hate
be
it.
honest,
Have
the
you drank
seltzers,
lake water?
the
Yeah,
seltzers-
by accident. It
the
tastes
seltzers
terrible.
weren't that good because I got the wrong seltzers and they were sugar free. I got the
Oh, man,
Smirnoff.
that's
I got
even
the
worse.
Smirnoff red, blue, and white. And usually, I like how they taste, but those were sugar free and they taste like garbage.
We went to, I don't know, me and him went to get food. We went to breakfast in the morning at like this little barn that they have where like the old ladies cook, and it's delicious. And this dude was like, grab sugar packets. And I was like, for what? He was going to put them in the sugar-free seltzers like he wasn't about to catch the worst hangover ever.
Because like it was disgusting. First night, so we played drinking games, and they got mad at me because they said I wasn't drinking enough. But like legit, no one passed any dice to me, and I was not. I was when I was 3-man. I legit got out like right
I
after.
alone rolled a 3 at least 4 times while he was 3-man.
That is
we-
cap.
He was
No,
right next to me.
he was
I was
he was the
gone.
center of attention when it came to beveraging for like half of one of the games, and we had just kind of let it go. Like we played a few games over the course of maybe an hour and a half, maybe a little
We
less
played
than
like
that.
2 games that night.
Yeah, we did.
Two long ass games.
I'm saying like
Wait, how does
over
3-man even end?
when you quit.
when you
Oh,
fucking
when
can't
you quit.
physically
I was about to say, like,
move.
there's
Most-
no like end to it.
3-man is cyclical. It just goes
But
around.
we played fuck you neighbor, and then everyone tried to fuck me over a bunch of times.
And he still only had 2 beers somehow.
Yeah.
This
and
dude
one of them
just
was
letting it hit his
shotgunned.
lips like the church wine.
No, because they're just used to just trying to drink half the fucking beer one go.
No,
And
we
I'm
take
legit-
normal sips, nigga.
And I'm legit doing 1, 2, 3. I'm legit counting my sips because you either do it for 5 seconds or you do that many sips, and I'm doing that many sips.
They weren't real sips, bro.
All
Yes,
right.
they were.
All right, I'm gonna say this. I also prefer the sips over seconds method, and you were like 4 behind me.
That's cap.
How
For
many?
what? For
How much
drink?
air?
Cans.
Oh,
Air
that's
to
fair.
liquid ratio. I'm pretty sure Tyler was sucking air half the time.
I really wasn't. I was drinking.
No, and then,
You guys
and
are
the crazy
crazy.
part is,
No,
and then he picked up his Arizona that I bought him at the gas station before the road trip.
Started just using that.
Yes, because I just as they get rid of the taste because it tasted like shit. Like it was a really bad
You're
taste.
drinking Dirty Millers.
No, I wasn't. I was drinking the Smirnoff, and
Oh, you're-
the sugar free shit was.
I thought you said you were drinking beer for the
No.
game.
No,
this-
he said
I was drinking
no, we were
seltzers.
calling them beers just because alcohol. Well,
Got you.
we also didn't want you to bully him for drinking seltzers.
I mean,
There's
I
nothing
like the-
wrong with drinking
No,
seltzers.
red, white, and blue isn't a seltzer. It's a wine cooler.
They have red, white, blue
Seltzers
seltzers.
are
No, that was a seltzer because it was 0 sugar. That's why he
okay,
didn't
but
like it.
no, it's a wine cooler because it's like a syrup based thing. But a seltzer is
Mark-
seltzer water based.
Yes, that's why it was a seltzer. It was 0 sugar. It was a seltzer. It didn't have
No,
the syrup in it.
Smirnoff isn't seltzer water
Mark,
based.
did
It's like
you-
a
did you
soda with
drink the-
alcohol in it.
Mark, did
Mark,
you drink
were you
the seltzer?
drinking? Were you there?
It's a
I
seltzer.
drink red, white, and
Club
blues all the
soda
time.
is
Mark,
seltzer
it
water.
was a
It was a
seltzer.
seltzer.
drink
How do I know
ice
it was a
all the
seltzer?
time.
It was the
I-
Smirnoff seltzer, Mark.
Hey. Anyways.
Also, it wasn't ice.
The main
Oh.
the main part of the whole camping excursion was Saturday. That was the day
That was
of
it.
trick or treating.
Hold on. I was about to
Um,
get to that.
Oh, go ahead, Tyler. I didn't mean to
listen,
cut you off.
listen,
I just wanted to get back on
So-
topic.
So after we got done, everyone went to bed, had a good night. I slept in a very cramped space in the camper, which was not
This
nice.
nigga
How
was
do
in a-
we? He's like, oh, I was getting the trick or treating. Then he just went straight to going to
No,
sleep.
it was Friday night.
Yeah, because trick or treating was the next day.
Oh,
So,
my bad. I didn't know he was on
Actually, funny enough, I do not have my driver license, or anyone out there. I don't have my driver license, but I got to go around and drive around the golf cart,
Oh,
Oh, no.
and it was
Oh,
so.
This
no.
nigga
much
almost hit a
fun.
kid, bruh.
I did. Okay, time out. Hold on.
He
I
said the
did not
kid was
hit
in the
that
middle of
kid.
the street.
Okay.
The kid was in the grass.
For perspective,
The kid
for,
was-
for
kid's feet was
people
in the
watching, I let Tyler get into my car, my first car in the high school parking lot. Once he got in the car, he floored the gas and then slammed on the brakes.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Tyler,
Oh, remember when
Get out of
I
my car.
remember when I let Tyler drive when we first moved into the apartment? I let him drive my car to your house when we got to your side streets, and he went to turn on the street before your street, and then he just stopped mid-turn and
That
went
happened.
straight into the grass of someone's fucking
Okay,
yard.
No, that happened to us.
So
We hit a little roundabout, and I was like, okay, we're
so-
going to turn her at the roundabout. You know, like
no,
how cars
because Phil was
turn,
like,
and it didn't turn. It
Phil
just
was,
went
Phil
into
was
a
legit
loft.
talking about
Nice.
drifting, and I was trying to drift the fucking thing.
You can't drift
You
a golf
can't
cart.
drive, period. Why are you
drift a
trying to
golf cart.
drift?
You can absolutely drift a golf cart.
Not those.
Yes, those.
He's
I have
done
done it several times.
You can do
Oh,
it
no,
on
you
gravel.
did it last time we were there.
Yeah.
Was
when-
it like a gravel road or something?
Yeah,
loose
It
dirt?
works
like-
better in the gravel.
Oh, yeah, you could
But
definitely
just
do that.
because the carts don't move really fast and the brakes system is built into like the.
Those carts are older than all of us.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you could definitely tail slide them bitches though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to do that, and then I didn't.
You just stopped turning the wheel,
yeah,
went straight.
and then it was
What a guy.
It was it. But no, I had fun doing that. And then Saturday comes. Saturday was great. Saturday we got up and it was Phil's mother. God bless her soul. Was like, we're starting drinking now.
It was 9
like
a.m.
Look,
like
bro.
8, 9
Oh yeah,
a.m.
perfect.
No,
We were.
because everybody woke up and pretty much walked out of the campers at about 8:30, and we meandered around the lot and just kind of like came back to life. Me and a few other people, the first beverages were cracked open at like a couple minutes to 9 a.m.
Before we went and got breakfast, Moose took 2 shots, gave me a shot, gave Ace a shot, and then I had a beer before we got breakfast. Like they were like, we're not leaving until everyone has some goodies in their system.
I don't want to go to camp with Phil now.
Why? No, you'll enjoy it.
I don't want to.
No, Mark,
Just
you would have
Get a liquor
great
and a beer
time.
that you like, and you'll be fine.
I don't want to drink liquor there. Are you kidding me? I would do the ice method,
You
like
can
Tyler.
you can control. No, you can control the liquor consumption.
Yeah, because you
Are
can
you
make
sure
mixed
about that?
beverages.
People,
and
no,
stuff
yeah,
like
people
Seems
will
like-
yell at you
yeah.
for not drinking. It's you can drink as much as you want. They yell at you for just being Tyler.
Yeah, if you're just kind of sitting there and watching the festivities happen, and you don't like have a reason,
Because
to
like
do
you'll play
that,
drinking games with us.
Yeah,
Tyler's
sometimes I play
Tyler's a
drinking
hoe.
Tyler doesn't drink beer. I don't know. That's just me.
We would get him some Henny and make him play 3
That's because
minutes.
he's not
No,
a
I'm
real
not.
man.
You can say that. That's fine. I don't agree, but just beer's not my
Get you a
forte.
Stella Artois, like a real
the
man.
douchiest beer known to man.
There was a drink I tried at Valentine's the other night. It's called Long Drink. It's a Finnish drink. Like
Okay.
From Finland.
Yeah, they're like the seltzers.
It is a seltzer, but it's so much better than any seltzer I've ever had.
Those
It was grapefruit and juniper berry.
Mhm.
It was fantastic.
'Cause you can't
Didn't
taste
even
the seltzer water.
soapies.
the soapies.
No, let me explain. When I drink seltzers, they taste like flavored soap water to me.
Yeah, because that's what
but-
seltzer water tastes like.
to me at least. But this drink was actually flavored and it was fantastic.
How do you feel about high noons?
Never had them.
They're
good.
good.
They're good.
They're better seltzers. I don't know if they're better
I'll just
than the
stick
other
to
ones, but-
Rolling Rock like a normal fucking human.
Yeah, Rolling Rocks and Stellas.
Oh, Stella's taste
Stellars
nasty.
are good.
Stellas and Rolling Rocks are the same type of beer, you bitch.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Rolling Rocks are
No.
good.
I mean, Stellas are more skunky, and normally more hipstery douchebags are like, "Oh man, Stellas are like that's crazy." Not even to shit on Mark. Like I'm not even just trying to fuck with
I
Mark.
just
That's
like the
just a
beer.
literal stereotype surrounding that.
Yeah, because it's
That-
French beer. It's got
first-
the fancy label on
The
it.
first beer that I bought at B-Dubs the day after my birthday,
Was it a
it
Stella?
was a Stella and it came in a fucking douchey glass. I thought they were just gonna give me like a tall pint glass. No, it was a fucking douchey Stella goblet.
Yeah, and it has like
it looked like a big ass wine glass
and
and
it
it had
has like
Stella
the
in it.
gold rim at the top.
Yeah,
with,
and
like,
I
the
was
weird
like-
beady handle.
I was like, bruh. And the fucking lady who served it to me was looking at me crazy. And I'm like, look. You can just give me a fucking Bud Light at that point. Like,
Yeah.
I just saw Stella and just know Mark likes stuff.
I've never seen it on tap before. I'm not gonna lie
No,
to you.
Willoughby
it's
B-Dubs
usually
has it.
not.
on
Really?
tap. Mm-hmm.
I've
I
never
thought it was
had
gonna
on
come in.
tap.
I thought it was gonna come in a bottle because it was bigger than it was more than you get in a bottle.
So
It was a nice.
Yeah, because it's a true
All right, Phil.
tall boy.
we got breakfast.
Yep. It was shitty.
What did we
It
do
was shitty.
post
Time
breakfast?
out real quick. That Camp Highland, your breakfast is shitty. You guys went to fucking Walmart, bought a bunch of fucking breakfast burritos, and threw that shit on the grill.
Oh, you got shitty breakfast.
That shit. Okay, Xavier's
yeah,
was good.
Yeah, because I gave you the rest of mine. And Mark, they gave me. It was eggs, potato, sausage, cheese. Everything was scrambled in the omelet. Like all of it was.
Oh, man.
But
Got to.
it was a scrambled egg. It wasn't even omelet. Like it was all scrambled and smashed and scruffed. And then they gave me 2 pieces of toast.
Wait, we're recording this, right? Like with a video?
Yeah.
So we get to see like how excited
Yeah,
he
he's
got
like-
talking
he's
about
like-
eggs.
Shout out to the YouTube watchers. You're gonna see our ugly mugs because I think we got this video shit set up.
But Phil, go back what you're saying.
So we see how excited.
Back to how delightful Xavier's breakfast was.
No, fuck Xavier's breakfast. So you were saying what we did after.
Yeah. After breakfast, we had some time to kill, so we kind of just kicked it. It was chill. Some of us went on rides on the golf carts. We kind of had a little fire going, but it was still like early in the day, so it was just like a little tiny boy. It wasn't like a whole roaring campfire like it would be later that night. Fast forward to about 2 p.m. because it was 2:30 when all the festivities started. That's when trick or treating officially started.
Raining at like 2
at 2 o'clock.
So sad.
Pouring.
So here we are, a bunch of jackasses sitting just like under awnings in their costumes.
Can we talk about the costumes?
Yeah, of course.
Because shout out to Ace. Ace had the best costume in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So we there was a bunch of
costume.
Small groups of costumes. Like these two, Xavier and Tyler, they went as cowboys. Me, Ace, if you remember that name from one of the previous episodes.
Episode 8, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
No, this is 9, isn't it? Oh, no, this is 8.
10.
You're right.
Yeah.
My fault. I can't count. I don't come to these
Last time you
consistently.
weren't here, the time before that was
Jesus.
Cap and Ace.
Ace was a sexy nun. And then a
Big
family
boy
friend
Jimmy.
of me and Ace's, he was the devil. So there were small like splinter groups. There were some family friends out there that were doing like a Wizard of Oz theme and stuff like
Maleficent.
that. Yeah, there was a Maleficent and a Hades. There was a bunch of different costumes, and everybody looked great.
Your parents' costumes were raw too.
Yeah, they were
German
like
beer people.
Yeah, like with the lederhosen and all
Yeah.
that. I'm sure there's an actual word for that.
The German beer people.
Costumes were great. Everyone was looking fly. The rain started to subside around 2:30, and that's when everybody, started trick-or-treating. Everything was fine and dandy. Drinks are flowing. Tyler, in his cowboy costume, with his big-ass boots, is standing in the middle of the street with a big bag of candy,
Drunk as fuck.
passing out candy to people. I've never seen Tyler more excited to give a child candy.
Whoa.
So listen, calm down.
Okay, yeah, there's a weird implication with that phrasing. So
For everyone to
Put
know,
Molly all up in the candy and they ain't even know it.
hey, real quick. I just want to throw this out there. Phil was Jesus, as he said, and he had a bottle of wine.
Oh,
As you know, one of Jesus' miracles was turning water into wine, and me and Jesus were taking we're really drinking that wine. Like as I said before, I really don't drink beer, and I wasn't really having a lot of good time with the seltzers that I bought that were bought for me. Thank you, Xavier.
Break bread, baby.
I got you.
my sons.
So the Moscato was the only thing that was really hitting at that point and at that moment. It was getting me going. It had me energetic. I was there. It was fun. I did like 2 tequila shots before I started passing out candy.
Oh no, that's
Yeah, he had about like 1/3 of a bottle of wine. It was one of those big, like I think Barefoot was the brand.
Yeah.
You know how big those bottles are?
The Giant Eagle ones?
Yeah, the big ass ones.
I was just walking
They
around.
housed
2
that bitch.
liters.
Yeah, pretty much.
You could tell how much of the wine they were drinking because when we first started handing out the shots, Phil was next to me and he was just bow, bow, bow. And as people kept coming up, he was getting more into the Jesus. Like he wasn't Phil. Like people were calling him Jesus, and he
Were
was
you
like
Vine
looking.
Jesus or Jesus?
It was Jesus.
I was Jesus of Nazareth.
he was
I had
calling-
the robe.
He was
I
calling people my son. Like he was like,
Oh, so he was doing the Vine Jesus thing.
Yeah, he was on ass about it. And some lady tried to argue with him. She was like, "Don't call me my son. I'm a woman." He was like, "You are what I say you are. I made you in my image."
I am
like,
who
he
I am,
was on
bitch.
trash. But
I am who I
Tyler,
am.
as he was going on trash, like, "No, I'm Jesus. You're going to respect my crippin." Tyler was getting happy. Tyler was running up to kids like, "Oh, you ain't get no candy yet? Like, you know what it is. Sheriff T is on scene."
slam dunking candy.
Like,
Into
who was it?
bags.
Someone was like, Sharon said only give kids 1 piece of candy. Tyler's like, "Oh, who's passing out the candy? Oh, all right, these kids are getting blessed today." Like, throwing candy in people's cars as they're driving by, fucking going crazy
So
on scene.
just to set this up, Phil's
What
family.
kind of candy was it?
We had a few different bags of assorted candies.
bag
I was about to say, if you was throwing hard candy at people's cars,
Some of it was
most
hard.
of the people that got candy launched into their passenger windows and stuff had asked for it.
Yeah.
all right.
They didn't want to just like get out or
Most
like
of
come
them.
around the other side of the street.
Most of them.
So every year, as I had said prior, we give out shots to the adults and we give out candy to the children. So, because
Liquor for the adults, Snickers for the kids.
exactly, we had a little kind of like a prize wheel, and you would spin the wheel, and there was a few different options. Whatever you landed on, the adults, if they were willing to participate, bang, they ate that, and they moved on. Next house. We've been doing this for a few years now, and it has become kind of a tradition for our campsite. And we had about a half a mile long line of golf carts and cars.
We had like
People
5
were
bartenders.
doubling back like 3 times.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, this is how crazy it got. We were really
had to
having
direct traffic.
We were directing traffic in this bitch. Hey, Ace, you fucking suck. Because listen,
Oh, he stinks.
he was just out there. Hey, just come on, guys, come
In
on.
his sexy nun costume, the wind blowing, showing his britches on underneath and shit, looking like a floozy.
And
Oh,
listen,
man.
it was the craziest thing, but it was so much fun because I'm telling you, we were legit. Like I had to get on to the kids because I knew the parents were going online. So I knew like, all right, I'm going down probably 3 houses just passing out candy real quick because the line for the parents is long.
Atrocious.
Yeah, they've
We
just
started-
parked their golf
we-
carts.
Hey, we started to like they legit where I would say the end of the street where the stop sign is.
Yeah.
We had a line back there. And this is a good 3, 4, maybe 5 houses down where the stop
And
sign
me
is.
and Tyler,
And we start express delivering shots. Like, hey, yo, like this line's kind of long. Like, I can get you something right now if you need it. And they're like, yeah, whatever you can get me.
me and Tyler
and
going
we
and
just-
stealing liquor for these adults.
Hey, we're
Nice.
just running back, getting expression shots for the adults all the way in the back. When the line got short, and we legit looked. I don't know who the older man was who was dressed up as a
the dude who was kicking it with us like the whole time.
He was like in a leather jacket. Don't remember his name.
He was one of the
Okay.
T-Birds.
Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
That was
He's
also
cool.
a great costume. They had the pink ladies and T-Birds out there, and it was all
Nice.
older
The Grease
folks.
get up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, yo, this line is short, and this short has been all day. And it was not a lie. It was really because when it got backed up, it was backed up.
But
and
it
you
backed
did
up
not-
a couple times.
Yeah.
more than a
not as
couple.
big as like the one that we're talking about. But like there were like lines. There was a point where me and Tyler didn't want to go steal the liquor anymore because there were so many people bartending trying to get the people out of there. We went and got our own bottle out of the fridge and started just giving people Tennessee whiskey shots. Like, can you leave, please? Like
Right.
there's too many
We were-
people here.
Hey, listen,
What brand whiskey?
It was Old Smoky, it was peach flavored. That shit was smacking.
Yeah, it was good.
Me and
I had-
Tyler,
I had a
me and
few
Tyler,
shots of those.
me and Tyler were taking shots with like people. Like we'd keep our shot glasses, take the shots,
So-
give other people shots. That's why.
so
we were
real
doing
quick.
Whiskey is nasty.
Some guy came up to me, gave me 2 Trulies, and I dropped both of them. So I picked them up and I start chugging them because I'm like,
That shit
yo,
was funny. Yeah, he gave us 3 in total. He gave me one. I started sipping on mine. Tyler grabbed one and it fell and started spewing everywhere. And he's like, fuck. So he grabbed the other one. And as he's going to pick that one up, this one falls. And so the one that's like currently spewing, he's like, well, this one has the most in it. And he picked it up and just
and I got the second one, did the same shit to the second one, and then we're like, hey, we're on to the next one. And I'm just going back, still passing out candy to kids, we're just
And you're
balling
drinking
at this point.
seltzers, defeating the purpose of the alcohol.
What?
Because seltzers kind of hydrate you and slow the effects.
Even
of,
HR looked at you kind of weird.
yeah, because it's water. It's water based, so it's
It's
Mark,
seltzer
Mark, you know how tea dehydrates you and it's water based? Same thing.
no.
Yes.
You know how coffee does that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But what?
okay, whatever. Fuck it.
So
I'd rather
handing out-
just drink liquor. I don't
To
give a
each
fuck
their own.
about seltzers.
well,
I'm
I
more of a
wasn't
butt
trying
chug
to-
type
I
of guy.
wasn't
For
I
sure.
wasn't trying
Tyler's
to
the butt chug kind of guy.
Oh.
For sure.
That's all right.
Damn.
That's all right. But as I was saying, I'm just throwing out candy to the kids, and we're having a grand time. Hey, like a few kids came back a few times, like, "Ew, I just want some more candy." I'm like, man, fuck it, take it. If you had a shitty costume, you didn't get shit.
As you should.
I'm not gonna
But
fake.
there were a few
Naruto
really
and Sasuke
good.
put up, and Tyler scored 80 in their basket. Tyler was dropping shit like Kobe's last game. Like,
listen, you if you had to really own that costume, like you really took your time, like, yo, here you go. Like you deserve
You
it.
put in the work.
Hey.
yeah, no cap. I saw kids with no costume walk up, and Tyler gave the two of them one piece of candy in total, and then some kids walked up in an actual costume, and he grabbed a handful right in front of those other kids and looked at them and put it in the bag.
Hey, we were doing great. There was
on straight petty games.
Sheriff Young doesn't fuck around.
Sheriff Young was not fucking around that day at all. We were on it. There were a few adults. There's this one tandem of adults. They spun back around at least 5 times.
And they kept talking to us. They wouldn't leave.
The one granny, she most definitely came back at least 6 or 7. And because I saw the same little girl with her. Hey, listen, if I gave a lot of candy to the children that were with their parents and the parents were in a long line, or the parents were sitting there just talking and drinking, I was like, hey, yo, here you go. Sorry for the wait. Like, I know you're trying to hit some more houses down the way, but yeah, mom and dad having a grand old time right now.
Honestly,
they're really
when you're
drinking.
a kid, that is the worst thing ever. When your parents are talking, they're like, don't go ahead. And it's like 30 minutes left of trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And you could have hit like 10 houses throughout the duration of that stupid not even argument, whatever conversation they're having with the neighbor. Like, let me get candy. That's the reason why we're out here.
Hey, listen, they were out
here in thermals, the freezing cold, rainy.
Hey,
I want some Reese's Cups and Kit Kats.
Not with the Lewises. They were out. The parents were out there to get their drinks. The parents were. Hey, the coolest thing happened.
Oh my god!
So
the black dude.
Yeah, older black guy pull up with his family. Does anything all the other adults does. We express deliver him a shot. Hey, he's like, man, that's cool. I'm about to go to the liquor store. I'll be back in a second. He goes, probably like 5 minutes past. Dude comes back with a full handle of Fireball. Throws it to us. Unopened. And hands it to us. Like, hey, yo, y'all down
I'm coming
here
around to Fireball. I kind of like Fireball now.
Fireball's disgusting.
Fireball was good when I was like 16. And then everybody has that one night where it's like you had too much Fireball, and now when you even chew cinnamon gum, it's like,
yeah, but I don't overindulge.
I have not
so.
that. I have.
Disgusting.
And that's why I'm saying it was nice when you're like 15, 16.
Well, Phil, I'm like 5 years behind you, so I'm on schedule.
So
everybody will get there one day. All right.
No, I will never.
So we
Say
are
that now.
We gotta tell at some point we gotta talk about the fire bag.
Listen, when you're broke and you see the 12 pack of Fireball shots, that's like $5. Come on,
Mark,
you think about
me and Phil took a box of Fireball it was a bag to Ashtabula to a party, and you know how people play slap the bag with wine because it's wine and you can drink a lot of it at a time. Not a lot, but like it's wine. No, we were making people play slap the bag with Fireball, and every gulp was like a shot because these people were like.
What is slap the bag?
So normally when you buy like a box of wine, when you open the box, it's a large plastic bag that contains the wine. So people will take the bag because it has a little handle at the top. They will take it out of the box, and attached to the bag is the little like whatever faucet, spigot, whatever you want to call it. So people at parties, whatever, if they want to share this copious amount of wine, somebody will slap the bag and they'll open the little spigot and then they'll drink until like, I don't know, their mouth is full or they can't continue to chug.
The bag and someone instantly goes under it. It's a game. Like if you're in if you're in the area, you slap the bag. And we were doing it with Fireball. A full bag
more
of
fun than
Fireball.
wine.
It's like, yeah, for the first 15 minutes.
And then everyone who was already really drunk, because we got to the party kind of late, you could tell who was playing slap the bag with us in about an hour.
Nice.
Because they were walking around like, you guys got more Fireball? And we were like, no, you drank it all. All right.
Good times, though. That was back in the day.
We had, like, I think we had a few, I think we had, like, the 4 handles, and they're all gone.
Oh, yeah. There was the two bottles of 3 Olives. There was 3 bottles of Fireball. There was a handle of tequila. There was a jar of moonshine cherries.
We didn't break into the cherries until, like, way later.
And it was gone, though. Like, I'm pretty sure it got finished.
Yeah,
and it got to the point where they were only handing out the cherries. And I thought that 1 cherry was not enough compared to a shot. So I was putting like 3 in there. People were like asking me like, will you pour some of the moonshine in there, this and that? And then we ran out of cherries and had to give people moonshine shots.
It was a long day. It was a long night, but it was fun.
I had a shot of apple pie moonshine, like
Delicious.
homemade stuff, not the store bought like old smoky stuff.
Oh, like moonshine.
And it was great, wasn't
it?
it?
Was delightful.
Oh my god.
Moonshine that's homemade doesn't taste like liquor at all.
It doesn't.
It tastes like syrupy goodness.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And I know
until it
this
does. You know
Cord
what I'm
showed
Oh
up.
yeah.
Cord showed up to a party with a slush puppy, and I was hammered, and I was like, "Yo, like, can I have that slushie?" And he's like, "There's moonshine in here," and I was like, "Okay, I might have a little bit." And I started drinking it, and I was like, "There's no alcohol in here."
Oh,
About
no.
20 minutes later, young nigga was dead. I was in that bitch walking around like there was like 4 Tylers moving around. I was like, "What is going on?" And Cord was like, "No, like that's moonshine." I was like, "No, it's not. This is
poisoned
sunrise."
me.
Goddamn.
But I'd say after we got done with everything, it was just people just kept drinking and we're waiting on food at this point. We're just waiting on food at this point. It was just
The food was good. We did like a whole we
God,
had
that
like
steak.
steak
Clam bake.
and we did a little clam bake kind of thing. It was a
the
fun.
shrimp was bomb.
Oh, I didn't get
It's
any of the
clam
shrimp,
bake
bro. I
Always
couldn't
smack
find
down
it.
on some
Hey,
If
bro,
anybody is in
listen.
Ohio and doesn't go to a clam bake, you're fucking fake.
Okay, I'm
This is
fake.
clam bake
Regardless
season.
of if you're
I'm
from
fake.
You
Ohio,
went
went
to
to
a
a
clam
clam
bake.
bake.
you went.
You were
He
there.
didn't say you had to eat a ton of clams. He said
Tyler's
you had
not
to
from
go-
Ohio though.
Fake clams.
He's a Bama boy.
Yeah, but you would go to a clam bake.
My cousin has one every year.
Exactly.
See?
You don't have to eat the clams. There's other food besides clams.
Hey,
It's
you know
all
what? I appreciate clam bakes, but being from Southern blood, knowing that you have Southern blood, and knowing that you have Southern blood, can we like do a crawfish boil?
The last time I had crawfish was like 2014. Me and my mother had driven all the way down to Louisiana to visit my cousins,
Best way to get it.
and I spent like half
Live
the
crawdads.
weekend catching crawfish and crabs with traps with my cousin. And at the end of
y'all
the
getting
week,
that shit fresh.
oh yeah,
Y'all, we're not going to the market. We went to the swamps to get it.
yes,
Really got the shit out the mud.
I feel like it's not that hard too, because
it's
I feel
not.
Like,
You buy a
I feel
trap
like
and you
the
buy
swamp floor is
chicken
just
neck
covered with
and
crawfish.
Yeah.
Boom,
Crawdaddies.
and they're on it. So we
Well,
had
you have to be a little bit
giant
careful.
cooler.
Alligators, especially. in
Well,
Louisiana.
obviously.
Yeah. We had a
Fuck that.
giant cooler and we just filled it with a bunch of ice and a bunch of live crab. And it wasn't a bunch of ice, but it was like water and a bunch of crabs and crawfish that we had caught. And we came all the way back to Ohio with it because we drove almost nonstop because it's like a 20-hour drive.
Jesus.
It depends on where you're going in Louisiana because it took us 21 to go from Cleveland to the top of the boot. And then we had
Alright.
driven another like 4 hours down to the bottom of the boot. And then we drove from there all the way back.
All right, that was a nice
Um,
little drive.
It was
Heinous.
terrible. Don't drive that long, kids. But yeah, all in all, I am absolutely ready for a crawfish boil if we do that because it has been years since I got
Gumbo.
there.
I really like seafood.
I'll shoot somebody for some gumbo.
I would kill somebody for some
I
gumbo,
will
too.
catch a body for a good gumbo. Fuck.
Hey,
Bro, fuck
the
having
noise.
a crawfish boil here. Let's get an OBP episode down in a NOLA hotel room and go kick it down in New Orleans.
I'm 100% down for that.
yeah, be 21 first. I'm trying to go to
Yeah.
what is it called?
Look at Phil.
Fuck y'all. But I'm trying to go to Mardi Gras next year. I think Mardi Gras will be hella fun. And I think because I don't think they did it 2020. I don't think they did 2021.
Do you know
So
how many
2022
Mardi Gras beads I'm gonna buy before we go?
Don't know how many.
Like at least 100.
If one fucking bead necklace lands on me, I'm cut.
You don't get the necklace unless you do the thing to get the necklace, Megan.
No, people will throw them off the balcony and try and land them on girls' heads, and then the girl has to flash whoever threw the beads on them.
Oh, I'm not
Is
gonna
that the
lie.
law?
Hey, have you ever seen Odell catch that ball? Cause
That's
Mark
the
is
law?
in that bitch like
Keep walking.
Terrell Owens.
And now you got beats.
Listen, I'm just saying can't wait.
You should get the blow up
Can't wait.
titties from Spencer's.
Yes.
That's funny.
And then like have
So-
like a shirt on, and then if you're like wearing a hoodie, just pull the hoodie up and it'll be blow up titties.
Yes.
So
we should have Tyler do that.
So, getting back to everything, because Saturday night was great. Everything was going good. I had to take a break because I was very much sloshed at this point of time. I got harassed, as it did anyone who dared to sleep in front of Phil's mother at this point of time.
Oh my god.
You could not. If you were to lay down and not have a drink in your hand, you were. What you doing? Come on,
Yeah.
get up. It's time to go. We're not stopping all night.
Some of us weren't that lucky.
So
There was a few casualties.
So I myself got lucky enough because Miss Sharon and a lot of other people went to the dance a little bit down the street at the rec center.
Wait, you didn't go to the dance with us?
No.
I was asleep.
I was fucked up. I don't remember.
Me and him stayed home.
I was asleep on the futon, and I just slept. I slept for that little bit. I got up, went to Phil's car, and I just started drinking a little bit. Drunk another shot at Phil's car, and I just chilling. Came back, talked to somebody on the phone real quick. Came back, talked to Phil for a little bit, and the demon
That's when all hell
is
broke loose.
Phil Lewis's mother pulled up. Wait, I set this up properly. Phil, Xavier, Ace, Moose, and Jimmy all got back at a decent time. They got back. They're chilling. They're tired because they've been drinking all day.
We went to fucking Hogan, ate 4,000 Jello shots that they were making us drink, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never had a Jello shot that had such Jello consistency, but still didn't taste like Jello. It was like they didn't take a Jello packet. It was like they take the brown gelatin packets and then like colors and then fucking liquor. Like there was no flavor to them. Like it tasted like whatever alcohol it was. And you know how like a shot you can like, so you don't have to taste it for that long? No, you had to chew it because the gelatin was so hard. So the fucking 30% alcohol Jello shots that you had to chew for 12 minutes. Like I was chewing these bitches, swallowing half of them, going, "Bleh," and then swallowing the other half. And your mom made me drink like 10 of them.
So
yeah,
this is
why I'm afraid to go to your fucking.
Just don't go on a holiday weekend.
As the first group got back of the younger crowd, I will say, because Moose is 30.
Okay, so my older brother, him and some of his friends had come back from the dance first
with Xavier.
Yes.
And so they're like they were just saying, they're tired. They're just trying to chill out. Moose outside, she's smoking. Jimmy's in the back about to sleep. Fucking Ace is laying down about to sleep. Xavier goes over
on his futon, is kicking it, which is right by the door for foreshadowing.
Yes, and he's just trying to sleep, just trying to get out of it.
I was asleep.
He was unconscious. He was asleep.
I would say, and this is the worst thing, because they got really relaxed. Because it was about, I would say your mom came back probably 20 minutes after they got back, 30. And listen, we just heard a golf cart just skirt up. Skirt. He just pulls up. And Tyler was scared because Tyler knew the bullshit that was about.
Fucking Warden was coming to check the cell block.
yes, she was. Warden was on the way. Me and Phil were kind of laid back, just kind of relaxing. I'm like, yo, get up.
Yeah.
I got me and him ready.
At attention.
Hey, beers in hand. Just in case she had to say something.
Y'all could have woke a nigga up, but no.
You would not have gotten up.
You could have tried.
You would not have gotten up.
Not in time.
You know exactly what would have happened. Me and Tyler would have tried to wake you up, and you'd have rolled over and you'd be like, go fuck yourself. And you would have tried to go back to sleep, and then Sharon would have still hit you with the people's elbow.
Oh, listen.
Watch out.
So
Shorty jumped off the top rope.
Phil's mother legit walked in and was like,
door swings open. Bang.
Kick that bitch in. Where the fuck everybody at? Why nobody outside? And we're like, man, we got beers in our hand right here. We're just chilling and talking. Listen,
Tyler ratted us out. She said, where is everybody? He pointed. He said, buddy, sleep on the futon. You got two in the back. Phil also
said the same shit.
She asked a legitimate question.
First one she came to, me. I'm over here sleep. Look, and for some insight, last year at this same weekend, one of my first weekends out there, I puked everywhere. Phil's dad played mind games on me. I bought a whole handle of Jack out, and I was sloshed trying to keep up with the best of them. Phil's dad, he was on the prowl. He said, look at this big-ass water buffalo. I'm about to get him. He walked up to me, hey, you owe me that shot. He's right. I did owe him that shot. Hey, you want to take another shot? Yeah, okay, cool. So then I don't remember the first two shots. Hey, we never took that shot. You ever seen...
That's the oldest trick in the book.
You ever seen somebody's futon get covered in Xavier? Because I was so drunk that I was puking out gallons. And then I couldn't get up.
Of seafood.
And the smell was so bad that it was making me puke more. Like, I puked so much that at one point at the end of my puke, I was just gagging because of how it smelled and there was nothing left to puke.
Dry heaving.
It was just disgusting. And then I had the walk of shame to the shower. And I knew I couldn't let that happen this year. I was 0-1 at the big dance. And here I am trying to win my title. And no, they're sharing cashing in Money in the Bank. Fucking, I got it in hand. I'm asleep. No puke in sight. I'm about to make it to Sunday. And then we're going home tomorrow. She cashes in. Drops the most electrifying move in sports entertainment on me. And I look at Tyler and I go, oh no.
So hold on, wait. Before we get to Xavier, Sharon berated Xavier for about 5 to 10 minutes.
On top of me.
Barely 5 minutes. This was all a very quick ordeal.
Very quick. Then she went to her son, Ace, start bullying him for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. He was still trying to sleep. So he was trying to fight with her. He was like, just go away. Leave me alone.
You're so fucking drunk. Leave me alone.
You're so annoying.
Then she stops with him for a quick second. Go mess with Jimmy.
She left Jimmy alone.
Hey, she really did.
She tried, and then he rolled over, and she was like, that's crazy because my son's right there. So she started bullying him again. She hit him twice.
And she came back to Ace and was like, nah, still bullying him. And then me and Phil were like, all right. And she's like, yo, guys, get the fuck outside. So me and Phil got our mosey asses up, about to go outside. And then Xavier gets in front of me. He's like, nah, I'm about to throw up. And we're like, oh, no. So I stayed back. I'm like, oh, hey, I've heard about the story from last year. Hey, yo, you go ahead. I thought he was going to puke right outside the door.
And I couldn't find my slides.
Not the Mark Echo Unlimited slides.
I couldn't find my Mark Echo Unlimited slides. I had to go out there barefooted. I puked all over my feet.
I hate that you guys just said that.
So, what, the Mark Echo Unlimited slides?
Oh my God.
Listen.
I'm going to kill myself.
I'm going to be honest. We sat down and I thought in my head, I thought he's going to be good. He's going to make it. I sat out by the fire. I'm just chilling. And all we hear is the most hurt animal on the planet.
Dude, it was a noise that will haunt me for the rest of my days.
I sounded like a revved up Hellcat. That shit was like,
it had some bass.
And every time Xavier barks, every time he does this, even back in high school,
I've only
after we graduated
of times. It's been like 3 or 4 times.
It is frightening. It is a frightening sound, and it should be on National Geographic.
I woke up at 5 a.m. to this man throwing up on the couch or on the floor next to me, and he was dead ass asleep as he was doing it. It all came up in a pile next to him, and I'm like, because I thought it was Mark, and I'm like, Mark, because I'm trying to get his attention. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I turned on the flashlight on him, and I don't know why, but my brain just instantly relaxed. I was like, oh, it's Xavier. And then I went, wait, no, it's Xavier. What's going on?
And then I got up, made sure this man was on his side.
I made sure you were on your side, but like, you were asleep and you don't even remember doing it.
No, I thought it was Mark. I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, that's disgusting.
But I remember I grabbed a towel and brought it over and said, Xavier, you need to clean it up. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Put the towel over and then fell back asleep and then woke up a couple hours later. I was like, oh, that was Mark.
Mark is notorious for puking at the fucking Lewis house.
No, I'm not.
That's what you're known for. You did it once, but you're known for it.
No,
like, that's what.
No,
he is known for fucking my bathroom up royally.
They blame the puke stain at the bottom of the stairs on you to this day. And it wasn't
bottom of the stairs.
To this day.
Yes, to this day.
I never puked at the bottom.
But
the one time I puked,
puking.
it was directly in the toilet. And I took pride in literally not getting it anywhere else except for the toilet bowl.
For clarification, all the listeners, the story that just kind of got interjected of the sleeping and the yakking, that did not take place at camp. That was an old, mid-high school story.
So back to the
That was after we graduated.
Back to the camp story. So I think Xavier's legit puking, and this girl that we mentioned a few times, Moose Elk,
disrespectful as fuck.
Disrespectfully,
oh my God.
Disrespectfully gets her camera out, just goes up, watches him. Are you okay? At the end of the video,
him as he's dying,
puts her on her Snapchat, and for about 30 minutes.
No, nigga. No, it was longer than that. Everyone at that campsite, if you came by that fire on fucking at his stupid fucking campsite, it was literally just people going listen.
No, we were laughing way
It's
harder
mixed
than
versus
that.
Mexican all over again.
Listen, I'm telling. Okay, real quick. I'm telling you, we told Phil's mother the night that it happened that, yo, you made him throw up, and she just looked and she was The glaze on her eyes was just like, you knew she was in there. There was no soul in that body. She was not awake.
Not a thought in that head.
10 minutes later, I'll say probably 30 minutes after she made Xavier throw up, she went to bed herself.
Yes.
Just went to sleep.
You should have hit her back
If I
with
would
the
have
people's
just
elbow.
if I would have just stayed up for just a little bit longer, I'd be holding my first holiday.
You'd be 1-1 this year.
I'd be 1-1. I'd be holding my first Super Bowl ring.
It's too bad you didn't instantly just spew it all over her and make her learn her lesson.
Hell no, she would have beat my ass.
She would have put them mitts.
She would have put straight work.
To
be fair.
It would have been.
It was a shit show out there, but hey,
It was a good shit show.
it was a holiday weekend.
But before we go, I gotta say this. I love my friend Sam. Sam, I love you. You're a great guy.
Oh no.
Oh,
We love
come
you.
on.
Love you to death. But my friend Sam, he sat there and he got so stoned. He was drinking with us, but he was so high, so
I was
fucking
asleep by the
high
campfire.
that my guy went to the bathroom to take a shit and he got stuck. He was, listen, like he was a fucking computer and someone hit the reset button. He was on the toilet by himself, just there, stuck.
Hey, that nigga was
not
in the
moving,
bathroom for
sleep.
so long that the lights turned off.
So these
Yeah.
bathrooms at these campgrounds is motion activated. So when you go into the bathroom, the lights turn on, conserve energy, all that other shit.
There was
This
no
man,
motion.
Sam, I watched as he went to the bathroom. He didn't, and another guy that was with us, Jimmy, he went to the bathroom too. Jimmy went to the bathroom probably 10 minutes after Sam. Did not know Sam was in the bathroom. Took his shit. Jimmy came back. I saw Jimmy come back. I saw the lights in that fucking bathroom turn off. I'm like, Sam must be back. I go take a shit. I look underneath the stall just to see like who the fuck that is. Maybe I can see the shoes or something. Because the person was in there and the lights were off. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Thought there's some random hick out there. No. I go back to the camper. Just to double check, make sure like I'm not crazy. Talk to everybody.
I see. I'm never gonna lie. Remember when I said the bed that I was sleeping was right by the door? I just see this big shadowy figure who said that they were going to sleep walk up and just come into the camper, walk through the camper. I didn't turn over. I didn't realize it was Tyler at first. And then I just hear the faintest, "Hey, yo, where's Sam?" And I was like, he never came back. Why? And he goes, "I think that nigga's asleep." And I was like, okay. He was like, "No, but like, he's still in the bathroom." And I was like, "Where's he sleep at?" He's like, "I think he's on the shitter." I was like, "Hey, yo, are you gonna
Pants pulled down. Like
Yeah.
his pants weren't up. Like his shit was around his ankles and he was shitting. And God himself went down to like reset.
I think he had finished his business. And
No,
then just
bro, he
kinda
had
sat
cold
there.
doo-doo flakes hanging."
He cold doo fakes on his ass. And for about 10, 15 fucking minutes, we sat there and we're thinking, should we go wake this nigga up or not?
Nope.
Yeah, we all were just like, are we losing our minds, or is he like, is that actually him in the bathroom? Like, do we go check up on him? Do we go get a picture of him asleep and then we wake him up? And then right as we were having that conversation, Sam materialized like right outside the door. We didn't hear him walk up. He was just there.
And he just said, guys, I think I just fell asleep.
He said, "Guys, I think I was asleep in the bathroom. I'm not sure." And Tyler's like, "Yes, nigga. It's been like 30 minutes."
just want to clarify that. I want to back the story up. Not trying to get off topic here, but there is history there with Sam falling asleep after having a long night of fucking.
I think we need to let Sam
substance
defend
abuse.
himself.
Yeah,
we
absolutely. He's not here to
will,
defend himself.
but not this episode. So we let this man has before drunken a lot one night with the Lewis brothers, and he fell asleep on the shitter at their home, and
With
it
the
was
door open.
with the door open.
Yeah, it was like 6 a.m.
And
Oh my God.
Sam, we're gonna let you come on the podcast. We're gonna let you defend yourself. But when I tell you that, guys, don't let your friends fall asleep on the shitter, and also don't drop the people's elbow on people who've drunk a lot, or they will throw up.
It's okay. I'll have money in the bank next
Also,
year.
don't put drugs in people's champagne.
Yeah,
Bad
whether
idea.
or not anyone enjoys it.
Don't drug anybody.
Unless I ask you to.
Yeah,
No.
consent is key.
Yeah, no,
No,
Consent
like,
is key.
No.
Just
because
don't drug
if you-
anybody. Period.
no.
It's not really drugging somebody if you guys have
If
established
they ask for the
that.
drugs,
I was gonna
Like
say,
if I tell
You
Phil
better get a
that I
written
want
contract,
to
'cause you
do
can't
him,
prove
I
that in
want to do
court.
him while he's sleeping, and he goes, "Okay, roofie me and
you
record
ever heard
it
of a
'cause I'm
handshake,
nasty."
Mark?
Yeah, right.
That's a verbally binding contract.
Sure.
All right.
I'm trying to
But-
verbally
Back
bind
stat. Sheriff Young.
But all I'm saying is, guys, all I'm
Judge,
saying
jury,
is,
executioner.
Still a sheriff.
Sheriff Young.
Sheriff Young is out.
He's about to be on trial.
Jesus Phil is out.
Deputy Hogan.
Deputy Hogan's out. Big Mark is out. Hold on, before we go, I just gotta say, make sure you check and have your Mark Echo Unlimited slides.
Yeah, everybody start wearing Mark Echo Unlimited slides. If you don't got Mark Echo on, you not fucking with the OBP.
Bye.
That's all we have to say, and we're out.